I was introduced to you through Alan Borges,
Yeah.
the piece that you did for him. And that kind of got me hooked on your page there on Facebook. And I was just scrolling through, and you've got a wide diversity of stuff. You've got that eagle draped in the U.S. flag, which is a pretty crazy piece. You've
Yes.
got a lot of salmon and steelhead.
Hmm.
You've got some serving platters,
Actually, I do cutting boards
cutting boards.
and serving platters, and I call them trinket pieces. They're stuff for putting your keys in, or extra change,
Mm-hmm.
or just showing for all your friends and family on your table. I mean, they're not much more than just the wood being shaped and sanded. And I really, it's not so much my artwork, it's portraying what the piece has in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because every piece of wood is different. Like every person is different. There's always something that's unique and different about them. So that's what mostly I've been doing with that is it's funny. I'm just I'm looking back over all the pieces that I've done, and it's pretty much depicts my life here in Humboldt.
In what way?
And what way do I mean that is,
Kind of like an evolution
yeah,
stage.
I wouldn't call it evolution. I would call it a growing process.
Okay.
And what I mean by a growing process is you start off in your life not knowing what you want to do, and then
Been there. I think we've all been there.
yeah, you all been there. And for me, especially, it was going to a place where you really feel awkward and uncomfortable about what you're doing with your life. And I felt that way for years and years and years when I first started doing this. It was awkward and uncomfortable, but I knew I had to push through it. And so now for me, it's a joy because I know what the end project is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun.
Do you think it was, when you say it was kind of awkward, do you mean that like the piece of how you'd pictured it in your mind, it wouldn't really turn out that way? So then you'd kind of be
Yeah.
like unsure about it?
Yeah, unsure about it. And what I wanted the most was this. I didn't want to disrespect the art form.
Oh, that's interesting. So like a little bit of that imposter syndrome almost.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to disrespect the guys I had seen that I looked up to. I didn't want to disrespect the beauty of what they did by throwing a piece out there that people were going to look at and go,
Hey, man.
Man, you're not even on the same page.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that. I wanted to step in gradually and have people look at my work and go, wow, he's comparable to this.
Do you think that kind of held you back for a little while?
I don't think so. I think it actually made me grow. Because
Oh, in what way? Just having that like force behind you.
It showed me that I had to learn from those guys, and I had to take some of their technique and blend it with some of my technique to get this natural flow going. Where things that they used to make them better, I could feed off that a little bit here, but I still wanted to stay true to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd use a little bit of their stuff, but I'd twist it in my own form to make it come out in my pieces.
So like pick up a few techniques. Mm-hmm. Hey, they did this way, and that seems kind of beneficial.
Yeah. And that was the one thing I wanted. I didn't want my stuff to look like theirs.
You wanted it to be your own.
I wanted it when people saw my pieces to understand that was his. I mean, great artists around the world, that's what you see. Everybody knows the great artists for that one piece that they've done. And then everything else underneath it is still theirs, but they have that one great piece.